This is a trial to decide one big question. The main one we've all been asking. Is MiHoYo gay? The prosecutor ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is the defendant ready? Yes, Your Honor.
Wait, is that Professor K?
Oh? You know him?
Of course I do! He's my hero! He has a masterate in avoiding grass and a doctorate in Hoyology.
Oh, you flatter me, miss.
Kafka Jr.
Miss Stell Trailblazer, will you please take this seriously?
Sorry, Your Honor.
Good. Now with that, you can give your statement.
Thank you. They're putting me up against Professor K. Anyone else I could convince, but him? This is going to be the hardest battle of my life. There are many instances in the game where a character shows feeling that most people would interpret as romantic feelings, along with their history with each other, and massive hints. I aim to prove that Hoyoverse is indeed gay.
Very good, Miss Trailblazer. Now, will the defendant give their starting statement? Of course, Your Honor. As we know, Hoyoverse is a Chinese company with games that have been legally released in China. China has massive ban on not just homosexuality, but also non-heteronormative people, blood, violence, and death. Not only does that mean that games can't get released in China if they break these rules, but if any get released and do break these rules, they get removed or censored immediately. This has happened before, even in Genshin. A lot of characters got censored, and you can't get those skins anymore.
But have you forgotten? Genshin breaks the rules all the time.
How so?
Remember the Venti ban?
Yeah? What about it?
It states that men, people, and characters who are too feminine aren't allowed in Chinese media.
Yes, I know. Thanks to it, many pop stars got their earrings and ponytails censored.
Well, after it was implemented, characters who could be considered femboys were still released. For example, Linny! Even in Korea, people got extremely mad over his design because he was too feminine.
Objection! Linny's design was made before the game was ever released. Therefore, he was most likely in the game way before the Venti ban. And not only that, Genshin is allowed to break some of the smaller rules, like death and femboys, because the CCP sees it as a propaganda goldmine. But that means nothing. There are still hard rules, like no homosexuality and no blood. A few femboys here and there mean nothing, as long as they keep releasing hot daddies like Zhongli and Nuvolette.
Professor K, let me get this straight. So Genshin is allowed to break some smaller rules, but nothing like blood or homosexuality, right?
Indeed, Miss Trailblazer.
So if they were to break one of the bigger rules, would it not be possible that they also break some of the others?
It would be possible, yes.
Hold it! So it is possible that Hoyoverse is full of gays.
Of course not. I just told you that they aren't allowed to break the bigger rules.
But you see, Professor K, they have broken them.
What do you mean?
They have shown blood in Genshin!
Objection! There is no blood in Genshin Impact.
Then explain this Nuvolette cutscene.
That's clearly a scar.
No, it flows like blood.
Objection! Order, shut the fuck up. Professor K, did you or did you not say that if there is blood in the game, there is a chance that gay people can be in the game? Professor K, did you or did you not? I did.
So that means there can't be homos in the game. Right, Professor K?
Yes. But that means nothing. There is still no proof that there are any lesbians in the game.
Maybe so. But there is plenty of evidence.
I'd like to see you present some.
Right. I'll start with the most famous example. Bei Guang.
Ooh, a personal favorite of mine.
Anyway, both of them show constant bickering with each other like a married couple. Not only that, but Ning Guang has said multiple sus lines. For example, we reached a mutually beneficial agreement. As is always the case in our dealings, payment is one aspect of it, but I also compensate her in other ways. Hehe. Let's just say it's a little complicated. End quote. And my personal favorite, a cutscene during the Lantern Rite. Beidou compliments Ning Guang. Quote, "Hey, check you out. Looking pretty fancy, end quote. And Ningguang responds with a smug, quote, only a true treasure catches the eye of Captain Beidou. It seems I've struck gold with this one, end quote. If that isn't flirting, then I don't know what is.
Oh, please. That proves nothing. They are two ladies who are highly respected in Liyue and beyond. It's only natural that they would compliment each other and try to one-up each other as well.
Objection! This is clearly flirting!
Objection! Objection overruled.
As I stated before, these two are also surrounded by women who constantly admire them.
Like I said before, they are women of great power. What about the men around them, huh?
Well,
Exactly. You only focusing on the women is dishonest. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor? Yes, indeed. That one doesn't make you look very good, Miss Trailblazer.
but...
Miss Trailblazer.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Professor K, you may continue. Thank you, Your Honor. But I really don't need to say much. Miss Kafka Jr. here is debunking herself perfectly fine. Though, I will add, she did forget to mention all the men flocking over Ningguang.
You little...
So if you please, you may continue.
Thank you, Professor K. Damn, how am I ever going to beat him? Any evidence I throw at him, he'll just reject it, one way or the other. Hey, what if...
Well, Miss Trailblazer, am I to assume that you have given up?
No, far from it. I think I have figured out a way to prove my case.
Oh, you have. Well, lay it on us then.
I don't need to.
What?
Remember what you said earlier. So that means there can't be homos in the game. Right, Professor K?
Yes. But that means nothing. There is still no proof that there are any lesbians in the game.
So why did you say lesbian specifically?
It was our topic, right? You were talking about Beiguang.
But it wasn't. We didn't get to it yet. You clearly know about Hoyo's history. Probably better than anyone else. However, I know something more.
Oh, you think you know better than me?
You're about to find out.
Bring it on then. Oh, this is getting interesting.
May I show you this image?
What about this fan art?
But this isn't fan art. This here is an official Hoyo manga that is still up on the Hoyo manga site. Not removed, not censored.
Objection! This manga isn't canon.
So what? It's not like we were discussing canon stuff. We are discussing if Hoyoverse is gay, not if canon stuff is gay.
That's...
Plus, this could be a bubble universe, and even if it isn't canon, that doesn't change Mei and Kiana's feelings for each other. And that's not all. Here, have a look! This is a long scene of Sela doing some naughty stuff to Branya.
But that's not canon! Order, shut the fuck up.
Of course, we can't ignore these. Kiana and Mei have been depicted to be married or wanted to get married multiple times. Kiana in Gun Girl Z was even willing to kill Kevin because he was marrying a different Mei from her own. And not to mention the most famous thing of all, the canon kiss between Branya and Sela. What do you say to that, huh? Face it, even if we were discussing canon stuff, this would still be a case closer. Along with Jet's dialogue difference, Talon and Sakura's relationship, Durandal and Rita's relationship, and the famous Bronze Sela in Honkai Star Rail. Hell, there was even a wet dream with them. And that's not even mentioning all of the male and male ships. Well, Professor K, what is your rebuttal to all of this? Or do you want me to keep going?
Professor K, are you going to respond? Yes? I concede.
Huh? Did I just...
I admit it. I may be the smartest man in the 3 and still alive verse, but even I can't argue with this. Yes? Hoyoverse is so gay it's unreal!
Well, you heard him. I'd call this a case closed.
Would appear so. Case closed. I determine Hoyoverse to be gay.
Gigi no Ri.
Excellent job, Miss Trailblazer. But I have one last question.
Yes?
Why didn't you start with this line of evidence? The whole court session would have ended in a minute.
Sorry, I didn't really think of that. 'Cause I forgot.
It's a miracle you managed to get anywhere. Hello, 'tis I, Professor K here. I just wanted to let you all know that
This video probably would have been a lot funnier if I would have known about the Black Swan and Acheron dance. But you know, this is kind of what happens when you don't have a script.